Welcome back to part 2 now. So, this is part 2 where we take it from where we ended part 1. But before I move on to part 2, it's going to be very important for us to be aware of part 1 and aware of the industry analysis. So, firstly, I hope you have your topic list ready. I have been very clear about this since the start of the pre-scene. I want you to have a piece of paper with you, writing down all the topics which I discuss through this pre-scene analysis. So you should be having a very clear list of topics with you. You should be having, or you should have created it, and you should have in the background started working in terms of revision on those important topics. And side by side, you should be starting to feel more and more aware about the details of the company. Because if you see from the beginning, we first spoke about your role, then we have done the company background, what back office's background is like, what our sales, what our strategy is like, what our company ethos is like, where we are focusing on quality, where that's what our culture is, where we are growing. We spoke about the ethos of the company, which means the mission statement, the vision statement, the goal of the company we spoke of. We then started to speak about the global market for backpacks. We narrowed down to the European market for backpacks. And then we came back to extracts from the back office website. So they just named it extracts from the back office website, which means they gave you a synopsis of the hypothetical website of back office. And then we started discussing about our design, our quality, our style. We then have to take it forward from there, where all of our office and EDC backpacks incorporate ergonomic adjustable backpack straps and a patented back panel airflow system for maximum comfort. So we have good ergonomics, good for your back, good for your posture, and a patented back panel airflow system. It's an intangible asset that we own. This patent that we own is an intangible asset because nobody can copy it. All backpack exteriors are manufactured from the finest ballistic nylon, ensuring strength, a smooth finish, and water resistance while adding minimal weight. So highest quality, we already know that. In addition, we only use TJJ zippers on all our external openings and pockets. So zips we buy from TJJ. So good relations with suppliers and eventually sellers are important to ensure a smooth production process and sale process. So hence relationship management from your E1 syllabus becomes a very important discussion over here. And because we are talking about buying in something, then naturally if we are buying in something, then the situation of inventory management comes to the picture. So working capital management comes to the picture, and working capital management is part of your F1 syllabus. All of our products are manufactured in H-Land, the heart of the fashion world. Our workers have inherited their meticulous craftsmanship from generations of textile and leather workers. For example, why is a particular country's, let's say, leather product very good? Because it's in their culture. They have been making leather products since many, many years. So same way, in H-Land, the craftsmanship is very, very good because since years, textile and leather workers have been working over here, and it's our competitive advantage that I am also situated in this part of the world. This is my manufacturing hub. So naturally my bags will be better crafted. Our suppliers are all experts and local, having learned over decades what their customers need. This speaks about our firstly differentiation through craftsmanship. I already spoke about it. Over here, students can analyze how we are positioning ourselves using local expertise and high quality production. So you see, in this situation, we are differentiating. So whatever I just explained is there in terms of a text box over here for you. So you can also read, you can also go through the same. One important thing to keep in mind is whenever we are talking about suppliers, do we have a single sourcing strategy, multiple sourcing strategy? It's going to be important. It's going to be an important consideration, because you always want to be, always want to have cutting edge supplies in terms of cost and in terms of quality. So single versus multiple sourcing is often a question that is asked within businesses when we are dealing with suppliers. Next, our products. On our website, they have mentioned about our products, the first one being office backpacks. Now, our office backpacks are meticulously engineered and designed for the dedicated professional who refuses to compromise on their workspace even when on the move. We already know this. We are targeting hybrid workers and we are focusing on quality. Our backpacks are portable, providing the ultimate solution for those who require their place of business to be with them all the times. Carry everything in one bag. That's the marketing. These backpacks allow you to carry your laptop, tablet, all essential work tools securely and conveniently. And our intelligently designed compartments and pockets offer optimal organization, allowing you to effortlessly access your devices and accessories where you need them. So we have high technical functionality, advanced charging capabilities to integrated power banks. We have an integrated power bank as well. And we have innovative features like RFID, blocking pockets and anti-theft systems, means that your valuable data is always protected. So all of this is pretty much my competitive advantage, telling you that the focus of our company is so much on quality, so much on innovation, so much on the customer, and that is why we are growing. You need to keep this in your mind very clearly, that your competitive advantage, your culture is that to be innovative. Next, EDC backpacks. Our EDC backpacks are designed to be used in a variety of contexts that seamlessly switch from work to leisure. Every EDC backpack exudes elegance and makes a bold fashion statement while providing practical and comfortable carrying performance. You will find ample space to store and organize your everyday essentials, from your laptop to a change of clothing for a mini break. Whether you are navigating the urban jungle or embarking on a recreational outdoor adventure, this effortlessly blends into every situation. So this is more like a lifestyle backpack. The office backpack is more for the hybrid workers. EDC is more a lifestyle backpack. Sorry, where was I? Next page. So just whatever I have just spoken about has been put over here in a text box form, highlighting some important areas. So from all of this, we learned that from the E1 perspective, the focus on innovation and high quality design is key for our competitive strategy. Next, the RFID blocking and anti-theft system addresses key risks to customer security and privacy. So this was a risk management strategy which we thought about externally, including within our products, as again, innovation, cost of high quality features. Now you are giving all of these quality features to your customers, which very clearly means that from our pricing perspective internally, we need to keep in mind that we are a premium pricing company. The contribution analysis needs to be done well. So everything that I explained to you while doing this discussion, I also make sure to put a text box for you so that you don't miss out on anything, and so that you are with us on the same page. And when you are reading it by yourself also, you don't feel lost. Next, office backpack ranges. Now there are three designs. We have office and EDC, right? But under office, we have three designs: Ufficio, Capsula, and Scrivania, however you want to call it. Our premium office backpack key specifications are: there are two integrated USB ports, there is RFID, loop management, bottle holders, laptop size is 17.3, this much can fit, and the dimensions of the bag are given. Then there is the medium sized, and then there is the compact one as well. The offerings pretty much remain the same. The difference is the size of the bag, the dimensions of the bag. Always remember, because there are different sizes, you have different product ranges, so different materials, different processes will be needed, and this brings up your variances concept very, very, very much, because there are different setups, there are different products, there are different materials that will be needed. So comes the issues of production, and if this is not managed well, variances will arise. So your material variances, your labor variances from the P1 syllabus become a very important aspect. Next, we have everyday carrier. So office has three options. Our EDC is currently available in a single design, but in two sizes. Both sizes have clamshells openings so that all contents are visible and accessible. Both sizes are also expandable, so you can enjoy beautiful backpacks for different events and occasions. So it also has different dimensions and different offerings, which you can see over here. These are specifications. All BackOffice backpacks are available in a range of exterior shades with contrasting internal colors. So you can see what's happening over here. You have two major products. Under office, you have three variants. Under everyday backpacks, you have one variant, but in two sizes. So EDC 2, office 3, 5 products, but in each of these products you have different color combinations as well. So there are many different product types which we will need to be aware of. And because we have so many different products, because we are such an innovative company, moving to activity based costing looks like a very prominent question which is coming to my mind because of all of these different products. But we'll discuss it later on when we get to the financial part. Personalized backpacks. All of BackOffice's backpacks can be personalized with up to 3 gold initials free of charge. You can also personalize your backpack. So this is pretty much our products which are explained to you. Now next we are starting to speak about the senior management team who run this business. I have always mentioned that it's important. See, in the last video as well, I was speaking about the 3 main reasons why the pre-scene analysis is important. First, it's important because you need to know your company. Your questions in the exam are going to be based on this company. So if you don't know the company, you can't write the answer. Second, it helps you identify important E, P, and F pillar topics. If you don't know those topics, you cannot revise those topics. Third, I always tell you that when you analyze so much in detail, you get great ideas which you can then use to type and use as material within your answers itself for you to get those extra business skill marks, business skill credit. So one easy way you can get further business skill marks and credit is by using manager names, manager competencies within your answer writing. For example, we'll speak about Arlo James, who is our product designer or is a design engineer, and he's very good at it. So whenever you're writing anything about product innovation, product design, product engineering, you can say, or you can write one line saying, let's take the opinion of Arlo because he is the expert in this matter and he has worked in the business for a long time. For example, you write something like that within your answer with obviously what they have asked you, with obviously supplementing it with the information that they want. You use information from the pre-scene in your answer, you will get more business skill marks, because it feels like you are really a finance officer working with back office, and that's what the case study exam is about. Try to use more and more and more and more of the pre-scene within your answers, and I have been repeatedly asking everybody to do this, follow this, because it's a very important practice, and you will be able to do it 100% naturally if you have gone through my this pre-scene analysis multiple times. So let's start. Managing director is Arlo James. Arlo has worked in various businesses as a product design engineer. He worked for 7 years as chief designer for a hiking backpack company before founding BackOffice. So he's a product designer. He knows what backpacks are all about. He's worked in this business for 7 years, so he naturally knows everything about BackOffice. Anything related to production, backpack making, backpack innovation can go through him. You can use his name for consultation because that's his skill set. Knowing each manager's name and their skill set is very, very important. Next, we have Hilary Seck, who is the finance director. So she was admitted as an FCMA 5 years ago, wealth of experience, and she has worked in diverse range of organizations. Hilary works closely with Arlo and is instrumental in helping to drive the business forward. So her wealth of experience as a qualified accountant is very important because finance is changing every single day. The changing roles of finance within your E1 syllabus, becomes a very important aspect to go through over here. Next, we have sales and marketing. So for sales and marketing, we have Jem Rossi. Jem joined Arlo as soon as BackOffice was formed. So from the beginning, Jem and Arlo are working together. It was her vision of the BackOffice backpacks as a fashion as well as practical office tool that triggered the hire of the original marketing company. So Jem is Arlo's subordinate and is responsible for sales and marketing. She has great experience within sales and marketing, appointing the right people, which is a very important skill set. Next, we have production director Jack Lauren. Promoted to director in 2017, Jack has managed the growth of the manufacturing operations very successfully. Jack currently works most closely with Ben Conti, who is the research and development director. Obviously, Ben's department deals with research and Jack's department can see if it can be actually produced. So they both work together. He has worked his way up from the bottom, so he knows the technicalities and full details about the business. He was promoted to director in 2017, which means he was working in the business below at a lower level, and this can definitely help him, know the business in a better way. So he can be consulted on cost cutting assignments, production, assembly related assignments. We can expect a scenario where our company is committing to TQM in the long term. Hence, your JIT, TQM, costs of quality are important topics and concepts in your E1 syllabus. Next, we have research and development, Ben Conti. Ben was an ex-colleague of Arlo's from the hiking backpack company again. So Ben, Jem, and Arlo, all three were working together before they quit their jobs and they are now working at BackOffice. So they will have a rapport between them from the beginning, which will be very important. Ben's expertise with IT systems and design is a critical success factor for the business. What is a CSF? A CSF means something that you must get right. So if the IT systems, digital design within the business is not right, the business will fail. That's what CSF means. So Ben has an important role over here, and because he's looking after all the digital aspects, the IT systems, your app management, data management, website management, digital costing, big data becomes a very, very, very important concept which could be tested in the exam in different scenarios. So E1 backing on these topics will be important. Next, we have human resources. So Z Abuto. Z was recruited in late 2017 when it was obvious that growth in volume and diversity of personal roles needed careful strategic management. Business grew, more people, so you needed an HR person to manage this. Now, HR will be a key issue for our business, and hence our HR related issues from the E1 syllabus become important over here, like the HR cycle, like the recruitment process, the selection process, the testing process, the training process, because that's what our business is about, having the best employees, making the best bags, and that is why we have been successful. So each director and their skill set within our business is quite unique, is quite interesting, something that we should be aware of very, very much. We have next distribution director, Shar Greco. So Shar spent 15 years working for a global logistics company before joining BackOffice at director level. They are expert in all manner of systems needed to ensure the coordination of efforts to deliver customer expectation. That's his background. He's worked in a global logistics company, so he knows the logistics business, he knows the distribution business in and out, which is a very good person to have on our team. Developing new sales channels is the next part of our business, as evidenced in the industry analysis. So the background and knowledge of Shar will really come into importance over here for us. Next, they've given us a summary of our key management teams, which highlights my structure of the organization. So if you see, in finance, we have Hilary Sack at the top, we have Leo Lane, who is the manager, and under the manager there is officers and assistants, of which you are one. So it's a very clear hierarchical evidence of a function structure. Same in sales and marketing, there is Jem at the top, then there is Fee Atia, and there is Tenny, who looks after head of website sales, and Fee is head of retailing sales. So it's very important that you understand a functional structure over here, where there are different functions, different departments, and each department looks at their role only, so they are specialized in that particular role. So this structure also emphasizes the need for coordination across departments. Naturally, the head of sales can only sell if he has the supporting of a distribution director, if the logistics and the distribution is planned. So naturally, there will have to be coordination between departments. So if there is not effective communication from your E1 syllabus, communication system not there, then there will be a problem for the entire business. Same way, we have the production department, under which, or we have Jack Lauren at the top, then we have D, Leo, Bianca, Gia, Luna, all of them looking at different parts of the business, like procurement, cutting, sewing, different departments. Again, evidence of a functional structure. Now, each department in production contributes to the overall cost of the final product, right? So, students can study over here cost allocation and activity-based costing in P1, analyzing how costs related to procurement or cutting or sewing are allocated to the production process. This we will understand deeper when we go to the costing page, where they've told us that we currently use an absorption costing system. But like I told you, there is an opportunity, because we have different products, different setups, different variations of products, and different departments which have many different processes. So activity-based costing could be the next step for the business, and definitely there is going to be an exam question on this. So your job has to be conceptually clear about activity-based costing. How to write a question, I will teach you when we go to mock question writing, but conceptual clarity and these ideas from the pre-scene are your job. Next, we have research and development. Same way, evidence of a functional structure. And human resources, again, evidence of a functional structure. Moving to distribution, showcasing that we have under the distribution director as well 2 different departments dealing with different aspects. So the separation of stages like website sales and finished goods distribution provides an opportunity to explore better operational efficiency. So if you would have lean management techniques or lean organizational techniques and just in time, let's say, which is possible because of this breakdown that we have, as soon as it comes to finished goods, it gets requisitioned to, because we have, let's say, a website sales distribution. Once an order comes in, the website sales distribution team will know. It can give an input to the finished goods distribution that a good is that a bag is needed. The finished goods departments can further ask from the production department, and that way a backward demand is possible to be generated if JIT were be used. And it's possible because you can see this breakdown of different departments that we have. So what is the advantage of knowing that there are different departments? There is a chance for a backward demand or a pull demand creation, which can lead to just in time being used very effectively within a business. And to just summarize it all, it's very clear that we have a functional structure. The benefits are specialization. Everybody is looking at their department. Expansion can be easier. But limitations are there is long decision making because different departments, there can be conflicts between departments. So it's important for us to be aware of the different organizational structures. They can tell you that in the future we are looking to move to a matrix structure or a divisional structure. You should know what it is because it has been explained very clearly within your E1 syllabus. So to make a quick overview, we have Alo, who looks at all aspects of the business. Hillary deals with finance, works closely with Alo. Jack deals with production, well experienced. And he works closely with Ben Conti, who looks after R&D, which is a CSF for our business. Jem deals with sales and marketing. Zed looks after human resources. Evidence that we are moving towards a medium or a large size company because HR is represented on the board. And Shah deals with distribution department, and his presence on the board signifies the importance distribution has for us. Now, all of these are executive directors taking part in day-to-day life of the business. No information has been given about non-executive directors, because I'm bringing this up because there is an F1 topic of corporate governance which says there has to be equal number of executives and non-executive directors for quoted or listed companies. BackOffice is not a listed company, I know that. But following good practice rules, following good corporate governance is best practice. So we suggest that as the company keeps growing, expanding into the future, corporate governance could be an aspect which comes up, and it's there in your F1 syllabus. That is why I have pointed out to it. Generally, corporate governance is tested in the strategic level, so not too much detail on it. But because it's a topic in F1, it's my job to bring out its importance to you. To the next aspect then, which says extract from the employee induction manual. So when an employee joins my business, BackOffice gives them this manual. So this is just a way of providing to us the design and manufacturing process of the business. Because up until now we learned everything about the business, but we didn't really learn about the design process. We didn't really learn about how the designing and all of that works, how the manufacturing works. So this is that part of the pre-scene. Let's start. We design and manufacture all BackOffice backpacks from our premises here in Hland. Regardless of your role in your company, it is important that you appreciate the process from idea to finished product. Very clear that we have a single production facility. which we are reliant on. If anything were to go wrong in assembly, in finished goods, in production, in machines, in this particular facility, there will be an issue. So we need to start to think about the benefits and limitations of having one single centralized unit. Can this site continue to meet the demands as we continue to grow? Something to think of, just food for thought. Next, the design and development process. This process can take anywhere between 6 months to a year and is as follows. First, computer aided design. The initial idea of the new backpack is first committed to a paper sketch. The computer program completes, interrogates, and hones the design. You sketch it, put it onto a computer, it completes the design in a sophisticated way. After this, a prototype is made. So a backpack is made from the CAD specified materials and patterns. Faults are revealed and then discussed extensively with the design team. Most designs have many prototype iterations, which means many prototypes are made till you find the best possible bag. Next, prototype testing. The approved prototype is subjected to a number of laboratory based and human usage tests. Once something is decided, then you actually start testing it extensively in the lab with humans. The prototype is approved, ready for factory production when all the tests are met. Fourth, handover to factory production. After the final decision to launch is taken, final patterns are digitized, production specification schedules are produced, and the production team is briefed. Production can then commence. So very clear that this system that we have created is a very straightforward one. First the design, then the prototype, then the testing, then it goes to the factory. So we can see the use of machines throughout the process. Remember, machines are old and worn out. So machines can get old rather and can be worn out. So upkeep costs, inspection costs will be high. Otherwise, quality, if you don't keep the machines up to date, your quality will get affected, and this can lead to high internal failure, external failure costs for the business. So costs of quality is what I'm trying to discuss over here with you. Now let's go to the manufacturing process. So there are different departments within manufacturing. We already know that from our study of the different departments when we did the functional structure analysis. So first is the cutting department. So there are an average of 120 individual fabric pieces in our backpack. You can see how intricate it is. These pieces are cut by laser from the pattern approved at the end of the design process. So we have a very specific machine for this. Since we are using so many fabric pieces, there is bound to be wastages. So there could be a future scenario where these offcuts or extra cloth pieces, extra fabric pieces are used for making another type of backpack. Can be a scenario, right? This brings in joint product costing. So you start making a joint product, so the costing of this product comes into the question, P1 syllabus. Next, after it's cut, it needs to be sewed. So the cut pieces are sewn together on a production line. First, the front pieces are attached to the exterior zipper, followed by sides and bottom pieces. At this stage, interior zips and handles are also added. The back is the most complicated section as it has padding for laptops and has to be attached to the top handles and paddled shoulder straps. So sewing is where all of this is sewed together, the zips and the handles and all of that is added. We can note that there are many steps within the sewing process and a mix of labor and automated methods are likely being used. This points to the benefit of using a modern costing system like ABC in this case, as each activity needs to be well understood, needs to be well costed over here. Traditional costing adds an average overhead rate to the direct costs of manufacturing products and it's best used when the overhead of the company is low compared to the direct costs of production. We'll very much dissect the costing, the budgeting in the financial part, but just giving you some thought when the right time comes. So when I see the right time, I discuss the right topic. Activity based costing is useful even if your direct costs are high, but you still have many different products, you still have many different processes, you want to cut your costs further. This is where activity based costing comes into the picture. Next, final assembly. Internal bindings and accessories like your key fobs, your charger units, your buckles, your RFID protection are added to the backpack. This happens in final assembly. So again, like I said, your variances, because of there being so many different processes, so many different machines, humans being involved, variances come into the picture. Next, packaging. All completed backpacks are placed in a cotton wrapper before being packed in retail cardboard boxes. For bulk transportation, the retail boxes are stored in large cardboard boxes. So it's one box per bag. If you order a bulk, a big box with different boxes is what you'll find. So as per today's standard, there should be some mention of sustainability through the manufacturing process. I don't see anywhere a focus on sustainability in the process. Like for example, let's say the factory is powered by solar energy, or we are recycling the water that we use. Anything, I don't see any mention. So I'm commenting on there is an opportunity to further be more corporate socially responsible in this part of the business. Next, the production schedule determines in advance which type of backpack is being manufactured. Each type of backpack is manufactured in batches. Very clear, batches are made. One backpack, you will make a batch of, let's say, 500. Then that is put aside. Next backpack, another batch of 200, 300, whatever is decided. Which means you are producing based on your projection of demand. You are not producing based on order, not producing based on the pull system. So JIT is not being used. Each batch requires careful coordination of materials, patterns and machine calibration, because if this does not happen, will lead to losses, will lead to variances, will lead to costing issues. So over here, because it's manufactured in batches, we will need to understand the bottleneck processes of our company. Where is the bottleneck? Because every manufacturing facility has some bottleneck or the other. Could be labor, could be machine, could be labor hours, machine hours, inspection hours, changing the batch hours, or changing from one bag setup to another bag setup. It could be your bottleneck process. And because it's manufactured in batches, bottlenecks will exist, and hence the concept of maximizing throughput or throughput accounting comes into the picture over here. They can tell you that we are producing X bag right now. We need to produce EDC because it's a higher, for example, I'm saying we need to produce EDC because we have an order, specific order, and it's a higher contribution or a higher throughput generating product for us. If you don't know the concept of throughput and that maximizing products based on their throughput, based on their contribution is very much beneficial for the business, then you will not be able to provide reasonings to your answer. So very important that these concepts which I'm mentioning you are familiar with, otherwise you will feel lost. Next, so we did the manufacturing process. We are on other information about company operations. First being production facility. All back office products are manufactured in H-Land from its production facility. We've already seen we have one single production unit. This is in contrast to almost every other backpack brand which manufactures in Asia, where the cost of production is generally low. So this is my competitive advantage. I am producing in a high cost environment because I value my culture. I value the competitive advantage it gives my business. Because Hland is the center of the fashion world, I have those credentials supporting me, which we have learned in our ethos. The SMT has stated that both control of the process and quality would suffer if production were relocated, and that this will not happen. In short, the location of the production facility is integral to the brand. So tomorrow you can't say let's just move the production facility. It's integral to the brand and that's established. It comes with high cost, but you are already charging your customer high enough because of your premium pricing and the premium products, the premium raw materials that you are using. Furthermore, there is capacity at the facility for further expansion with the SMT intent to utilize soon. So, the question that we had of a single production unit, they're telling us single production unit, okay, it has its own disadvantages, but there is chance of expansion over here. There is capacity at this facility. So capacity planning will be key for us as we currently have surplus capacity, not in terms of quantity, in terms of space. Management intends to utilize it soon, so expansion is on the cards. When you're speaking of expansion, it could be new premises, it could be new property, plant and equipment. So your IS 16 comes into the picture. If you're growing too fast, again, it can lead to your capacity management issues, which means how much you are producing and the quality. This can also lead to costing issues. This can lead to variancing issues. This can lead to working capital issues. So because we are going to expand, all of these things need to be very carefully kept in mind. And guess what? All of these things are very much coinciding with your syllabus areas, which I have pointed it out for you. And expansion just doesn't mean buying. Expansion can mean leasing also. So rather than buying, we want to now lease new machinery. So your IFRS 16 comes into the picture, F1 syllabus. This is a very favorite exam topic, often comes up. Instead of buying, we are now going to lease this particular asset. How will it be initially recorded, for example? They can ask you, right? So your concepts which I'm mentioning, keep adding to the list and make sure you are revising them. These are important areas that I'm helping you uncover while understanding my company. Next, we are doing purchasing and suppliers. So remember I was speaking about single sourcing, multi-sourcing. Let's explore that further. The raw material inputs to the production processes are ballistic nylon. This material was originally developed for military use. As the name suggests, this nylon is extremely tough. It was designed to protect personnel from flying debris caused by artillery shells. So it's such a tough material that we are using. BackOffice used the lightest and highest grade 1680 denier version of this material, which is water resistant, smooth, has a good fine finish as well. So we are using the best possible input. Direct material cost will be very high for our business because we have such sophisticated inputs. The ballistic nylon used by BackOffice is sourced from a single supplier that offers 30-day payment terms, and BackOffice usually holds 2 months inventory. So evidence that we are not using JIT, further evidence is being provided here. It's from the E1 syllabus. Second, we have cotton fleece. So used to protect items like tablets, laptops and sunglasses from scratches. This fabric is available from a number of local suppliers as well as from suppliers further afield. Over here we have local versus international sourcing. The fact that fabric is available from local and well as international provides an opportunity to discuss this relationship. If I can get it from cheaper outside, then that option is there. So we can explore advantages and disadvantages of sourcing the materials locally. This ties to the make or buy decision and strategic procurement. Procurement has to be very smart, and supply chain management from the E1 perspective is important over here, because if you don't get good quality cotton fleece, don't get good quality ballistic nylon, how are we expecting our business to produce good quality backpacks? Let's move. Zippers. We already know that we buy it from TJJ. So there is one global supplier, TJJ, that specializes in backpack zippers. TJJ manufactures a zipper so superior that nobody in the market outperforms them. TJJ zippers last for decades without breaking. They are self-lubricating, and external zippers have a seal to prevent water ingress. BackOffice always designs backpacks with plated TJJ zippers. We proudly show that we are using the TJJ zippers. So they are a very important strategic partner for us. Foam padding, thread, buckles, and accessories. These items are sourced from a variety of companies selected based on the requirement that their products must meet the exacting quality specification from the back office design department. Because we are purchasing all of this, your purchasing decisions will be very important. And whenever you are purchasing, how much to purchase, at which price to purchase becomes a very important discussion, right? So this brings in the concept of expected value, standard deviation, cost of variation. Payoff tables also are used during making purchase decisions. Because if this is the supply, if this is the demand, this much has to be the supply. So to supply that much, I need to produce that much. So a lot of decisions involve risk. And when risk is involved, your risk decision making, risk-based decision making, risk attitudes become very, very important from the P1 syllabus. Again, a very common question in the exam. You should be very clear with the concept of EV, ST, COV, payoff tables, risk attitudes, how they will be tested. I will tell you when we go to mock question writing. Remember, there is no calculations. You just need to know the concept, what a risk seeking decision maker looks for. For example, so there could also be a scenario where one of the factors of production has now become a limiting factor due to certain changes. When analyzing limiting factors, and if there is more than one factor, LPP would have to be used. So let's say you need to make a special consignment of bags for a special order, and labor hours is already a constraint for you. But for this specific order, let's say zippers are not available. So zippers also become a constraint. If there is more than one constraint, which bag to produce to which quantity, looking at a graph, LPP is often used. If there is more than one constraint factor, LPP is generally used to help you decide the best possible production plan. So this is your LPP concept, which can come up in the exam, P1 syllabus, very important issue. Next, there is packaging. All cotton wrappers and retail boxes are customized to include BackOffice's logo. Let's move on to packaging then, where I stopped. So all cotton wrappers and retail boxes are customized to include my logo. These products are an important part of the brand identity, and we need to get its quality right. The more general packaging and stationery are sourced based on low price. Credit payment periods from various suppliers range from 30 days to 75 days. Credit management is going to be very, very important and key for my business. If it's not managed well, it's going to affect your working capital cycle. The cycle is in your F1 syllabus. We see that we are offering many different kinds of inputs and hence different kinds of finished products with different prices, different specifications. Further shows that there is a sophisticated business chance moving to activity-based costing. Next, there is sales markets and sales channels. The target market. At launch in 2015, Arlo James believed that the market segment that would want to own and use a back office product was the hybrid worker. He believed that the superior functionality, durability, and beautiful styling of back office backpacks would command higher than average selling prices, which narrowed this segment further. So he targeted the hybrid worker, but then he was further focused on superior functionality, durability, styling, and hence prices. In the 9 years since launch, Arlo has been proved right, as BackOffice has become a powerful brand name strongly associated with the discerning and fashion conscious client. So key study areas are very clear. For E1, we did market segmentation, brand positioning, differentiation strategy. For P1, pricing strategies, break even, because just by launching a new product, it's not enough to know when it will break even, what its contribution is. For F1, intangible value like brand was being created, financial performance analysis. All of this I could simply dissect because of this reading that we did together. Next, sales channels. BackOffice currently sells its products via selected retail outlets such as department stores and specialized bag stores, as well as through the company's own website. So we sell through retailers plus my own website. Retailers account for 60%, website is 40%. Now naturally you want to increase your website sales as much as possible because this is cheaper for you, more profitable for you because it's your website. So how we use innovative marketing techniques, data management techniques, data mining to push my website sales will be important. There can be a situation where you come up with a new application, mobile application as well. So digital costing can come into the picture. On the other hand, expanding our selection of retailers through our distribution director's experience can also be seen as an avenue for growth. E1 syllabus. If I do a cost analysis, the cost of selling, like I just spoke, through our website is going to be cheaper. So we should make sure, because of this particular aspect, the application of marginal costing or contribution analysis to evaluate the costs and profitability associated with each sales channel will be important to know. If selling one extra product on my website costs how much? Selling one extra product through my retailers costs how much? Marginal costing. What is the extra contribution? That is important because there are different sales channels. P1 syllabus this comes from. And website is very much a strategic tool in today's modern environment. How we use the website to our own advantage is going to be very, very important. We have learned earlier in the pre-scene that 70% sales in H-Land and 25% in Europe through a mix of, let's say that focus on H-Land with further, like we said, we have extra capacity, so further expansion into Europe could be on the cards over here for my business, right? E1 syllabus when we're talking about website sales and its management. The website provides visitors with an extensive amount of information about the company's founder, background, material, ethos, because this is all my competitive advantage. Details on how to choose the right backpack, the correct backpack size, and the choice of color is easily possible on the website, and the customer can navigate around to choose the same. Currently 70% of our sales is in H-Land, 25% is in Europe, and 5% is in Asia, which is through retailers. So we are not only a local company, we are a global company. So foreign exchange risk comes into the picture. How we handle this foreign exchange risk, because it's going to affect my bottom line if I don't handle it. Working capital, because so much sale is being made to different parts of the world, getting the money on time will also be important and part of my cash management. So working capital management within F1 becomes further important. Remember this, 70% in H-Land, 25% in Europe where you can expand because we have surplus capacity. 5% in Asia, where you can expand because we have surplus capacity. Next, distribution center and logistics. The company has a state-of-the-art distribution center close to the production facility. Next to the production facility is a distribution center, from where sales are shipped to both retail and website customers. BackOffice uses a global logistics company to deliver all of my products, which means delivery is outsourced. So very clear that non-core activities are being outsourced. Business is okay with that. So while discussion, while expansion, if there are other non-core activities that you find, the business is okay to outsource it because we have already done it and it's part of my strategy. Outsourcing is within the E1 syllabus. Next, research and development. Over the past 2 years, developing new product ranges has been a priority for BackOffice. Key study areas from this section, because we are expanding: branding, market research, diversification risk is something that's coming to my mind. Unfortunately, the last product we launched was a complete failure and was withdrawn from sale almost immediately. The failed product was a backpack designed to organize and carry baby kit so that parents with babies could have all the essentials to hand while out of the home. So it was a baby kit enabled backpack, which was a big failure. It was believed that the brand would appeal to wealthier, brand conscious parents, but it did not, manage to do so. The unexpected failure of the product could have created significant budget variances where actual costs exceeded the planned costs. So your variance analysis, your feedback control is going to be very important in this situation. P1 syllabus. Feedback from the market research company that investigated the failure concluded that the product would have diluted the brand and that BackOffice would have avoided most of the development and design costs had it done a market research before. So a big failure for us was that we did not do a market research before. We have done the market research, or we have realized this after the product was introduced. So much loss incurred could have been avoided if we simply had a better external market analysis team. Something to keep in mind of, right? The senior management team was shocked by the failure and are determined that it will not be repeated. The withdrawal of this product would have 100% caused financial implications. So from an F1 perspective, students can study how development costs related to this failed product might need to be written off as an expense. So your expenses will increase because there is no asset. This product is not an asset, it's off the books. So the development cost taken or development cost incurred in making this product directly goes as your expense and as your loss for the business. Next, products currently in development are: first, a range of backpacks made from recycled water bottles. Here comes sustainability. The bottles will be collected, cleaned and transformed into PET, a polyester fabric manufactured by a third party. So the polyester manufactured by a third party from these recycled bottles, we will get it and then we will make a bag from it. The material was chosen early on in the development process as a market research revealed that it appealed to green customers, but it needs to have a luxurious feel. So sustainability coming up into the picture, something new that we are trying to come up with as a differentiator, sustainability credentials being showcased over here in this product. Next, we have backpacks for people who cycle to work. This product will maintain the wearer's low center of gravity while cycling, having additional padding for laptops and protection and be waterproof. So this is another niche that we are attacking. Hybrid workers, but hybrid workers who cycle to work. So a very important niche that we are entering into. Third, we have Modis, a range of removable packs designed to fit into modified EDC backpack. So this is it's like it's removable packs from your EDC. Your everyday bags can have this Modis packs within them. The Modis EDC will be based on the traditional EDC design, but without the traditional internal compartments, and they will be sold separately as packets. So if you want a bottle holder, you buy it separately. You make your own bag essentially. Different Modis pack designs will be available, each serving a different purpose, meaning the user can easily adapt a single Modis to suit different occasions. You're carrying a water bottle, you add the water bottle holder. You're carrying a laptop, you remove the water bottle holder, add a laptop holder. For example, this is what's in creation. So this which may allow for greater economies of scale, because you now have a greater market. People can customize their own backpack pretty much. So how standardization will lead to low production costs is an important consideration here, because if this is a hit, then your continuous making of Modis can continue in the background, which can lead to cost savings. And then only the inputs is what the customer will choose, but the outer bag remains the same. So this is pretty much standardization, rather than keep changing the setups, keep changing the just the requirements of the production based on the bag. Fourth comes a cabin bag. So a cabin bag from ballistic nylon designed to meet airline cabin size requirements. We are going into a completely new segment, airline cabin bags, but this time made from ballistic nylon. If I take an overall look, differentiation is what we are doing. Whether it be the sustainable credentials, whether it be the cycling bag, the Modis bag, cabin bag made from ballistic nylon, we are going for unique features, product differentiation. Second, capital investment. We have extra capacity, so we are expanding in terms of innovation, but this will require significant investment. So your F1 topics of financial statements, how to manage financial statements, new assets, sale of assets, leasing of assets is very much likely to come up. And all of this is generating risk. So your risk related decision making topics, which I have been mentioning about again and again and again and again, come into the picture over here, because of the pretty much the nature of this industry, the nature of this market, and how innovative our business is. That brings us to the employees discussion. So BackOffice had the following number of employees on the 30th June 2024. First, development and production is 172. Distribution is 31. Head office is 24. Total comes up to 227. So what I am thinking is, what I rather brought out of this is that, okay, development production has majority, because okay, I understand distribution is 31, but head office is only 24. So 24 people, there is no breakup of head office given. So everything except for distribution, except for development and production, falls into head office, which means everything like IT, HR, finance, accounting, sales, marketing falls over here. So everything except production and distribution is over here. IT is growing in today's modern world. You have a website, you could have an app. HR is growing, innovative techniques all over the world. Finance is ever evolving with new and new techniques. So is this amount of people enough? If undue pressure, unrealistic workloads are being implemented, it will not be to the long-term success of the company, and something that the HR part of the business has to think of over here. Brings me to my next discussion, which is standard costing and budgets. So first is the company operates a standard absorption costing system using departmental overhead absorption rates based on direct labor hours. Here finally they are telling you that we use the standard costing system. Traditional costing is what is being used, and we have already spoken of various times the move to activity based costing. Also, you need to be aware of marginal costing because they might not directly want to jump to activity based costing. Let's say from absorption you move to marginal costing, then in the future activity based costing, but this is a scenario which can come up. So standard cost cards are updated annually. The use of a standard cost card is mentioned here and is only changed once a year. You can start to see the drawbacks of absorption costing. The price of material, the price of labor keeps changing throughout the year, but you are using one standard cost card to measure your to measure against. So there are bound to be variances. So because because you have this standard cost card, there will be differences in quality, differences in prices, differences in labor cost. All of this leads to variances. Budgets are prepared annually but on an incremental basis. So feedback reporting being followed here. Once it's happened, then you are analyzing it, and it has little use because it's already happened. And an incremental budgeting system is being used. Your different budgeting systems and their benefits of each within the P1 syllabus are very important for us to be aware of. Different budgeting systems like zero-based budgeting, activity-based budgeting, very important for us to be aware of from our P1 syllabus. That brings me to the end of part number 2 of our pre-scene analysis. A very, very detailed part about the functions, the true culture, everything within our company is explained in part number 2. You should be maintaining your list of topics, and you should go through the entire pre-scene, at least the video at least 2 to 3 times, and the PDF reading at least 7 to 10 times before the date of your exam. Automatically you'll start to remember all of these explanations which I have given. Never try to learn anything in the pre-scene. Just make sure that you keep going through it again. You'll remember the important parts by yourself. Don't try to learn. Keep going through it multiple times. It will be very easy for you to remember this stuff. If you try to learn it, you'll feel like it's a lot. Rather, just keep going through it like a movie again and again. That's part 2.